of people find it really difficult to go see, a therapist or to even think about medication. You know, I am one of those people, I will not lie, that has reservations. Yes, I have reservations about medication. Aside from the fact that I had a terrible experience with one,
Yeah.
the truth is, right, like you said, where was the seed planted? I have always had this, this seed of medication will only make you go crazier. Medication will only make you feel worse. And you hear people's experience with medication. Like, I was taking this medication, I started to gain weight. I was taking this medication, I was always feeling tired. I was taking this medication, it did not help. Like, even though there are other videos out there that talks about medication in a positive light, people are always going to focus on the negative parts. And I'm one of those people. So I would like to know what your experience with medication, if that's okay. I know you spoke about, medication. Yeah. So your experience with medication, what was it like? What is your story?
They recommended medication for me in 2005. I was as my 20s, 25, mid-20s. I ran because this doctor is crazy and I'm not taking anything because that's what mad people take. So are you trying to say I'm controlling madness? I was recommended medication again in 2009. And I ran away. I'll get the prescription and then maybe pop 1 or 2, but it didn't work. But my experience with medication has been positive and negative. So have I been on mental health medication? Yes. Am I still being prescribed mental health medication? Oh, definitely. And I am so happy that that is the option I'm taking, because a close friend said to me once, if you can do it without medication, because, I would strongly recommend it. But this is someone that you're not a medical expert. You're not, it's not even within your realm. I've not had to take medication recently, but that's not because I feel medication is bad, but it's because I found a couple of ways to, experience.
Yeah.
The bad experience I had with medication was, there was a particular one that literally numbed my emotions. So if I'm happy, my brain now tells me, act happy. So I have to go, oh my God, I'm really happy for you. But inside, I feel absolutely nothing. If someone had come to me and said, oh, do you know what? Someone just died today. I know the emotion should be sadness because that's the information my brain gives to me. But the thing is, the other side of my brain that is being controlled by the medication, it really doesn't want to be sad. But because I had to be human, you see, in this life we're pedestrians. So it's like you're part of this.
Yeah.
I had to always say, oh my God, that is so sad. And then I mean, there was a time I had really bad news. I was on my medication. I was literally numb to the world. I didn't really care. And there was really sad news. I literally had to put my hand on my head so the people around me could see that I was sad. But the truth was, I wasn't happy that thing happened to that person, but I wasn't sad either. I just really was like, it was more like I don't know, it was like I was neutral. Medication made me neutral. So the benefit of that, and I don't really know. I mean, people who take mental health medication might disagree with me. Was the benefit was that I didn't have to deal with the battle that was going on in my head. You can imagine the relief I had when I was completely neutral. And neutral when I didn't have to feel sad or extremely happy about things. I literally was existing. I was able to function, go to work. Do you know what that means? I was going to work. I have a very good job. I was going to work. Everything was fine. But I was fighting a demon. So the medication is like, and it got to a point, I think I mentioned it to you once. I said, it got to a point when I wanted to numb myself. And I'm embarrassed to say this. I took more than what was recommended. Because when I saw that this thing was, sorry, makes me a bit sad. When I saw that this thing was making me like completely not feel, I thought to myself, why would I even want to feel? That was when I had to sit down and I had to think and I had to say to myself, don't take this thing because you don't want to feel, because the most human thing in this world is feeling. You need to stop to yourself for what you feel. Would I recommend medication to anyone? It's not my job. Would I slag it off? No. But the only thing I would tell anyone is if you want to take mental health medication, if the pain is a bit too much and you feel that your emotions are getting through too many extremes, it's a really useful tool to try and normalize. Because it showed me a little bit what neutral is in a way that I can now understand where to fix myself. I now my brain now recognizes when I'm a bit neutral. I honestly, when I was going through my depressive and anxious phases, I didn't know. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say, but there's so many times I just thought death was my way. It's like, let me just die. And then I'm meeting people and people are telling me all kinds of things, feel this way, feel that way. Do you know how that was? Having to deal with an emerging world of people who don't understand you or have some solution, but your head has told you, no matter what all these people have told you, I'm telling you, if you just died, if you really just died, and it's not because I want to kill myself, which people think, oh yeah, it's selfish. No, I'm sorry. By having feelings of not wanting to live is not being selfish. It's because I need the pain to end, and I'm not going to explain the pain to you. So did medication get me? Yeah, it helped me. And I don't care what anybody has to say about that because, like I've said to you, I'm here because I've had to think about what people thought, listen to what people thought, read what people thought, and watch people say to be where I am today. So, would I take medication again if they recommend it? Sure. Because I'm being assessed by people that are experts that know certain words and trigger words. I'm not on medication because I sort of got rid of the triggers, the people, the things, and I found the sources. So yeah, that's my very long-winded answer. Sorry.
It was really quite educative and quite informative because I have always had this reservation about it because in my video Living with Generalized Anxiety Disorder, I spoke about a psychiatrist that was not even ready to listen to what I had to say, and he just prescribed me a drug that that drug literally drove me deeper and deeper. It was like I was right here and I started taking the meds and I came down here. It was so bad. And I've heard, people who are on medication. Funny enough, like you're the first person ever that I've spoken to or had a conversation about a medication that is like, yeah, I would take medication if prescribed, Medication is not, taking mental health medication is not one to just go to the pharmacy and say, please give me mental health, I have anxiety, give me drug, or I have depression, give me drug. You have to go through the right, have to go through the right people, like therapist professionals, to be able to get to that point. Yes. And there was this lady that was telling me because she suffers with clinical depression, and I was talking to her about the medication, and she was like, please run away from that medication. Oh, there was a time I was taking the medication, it made me fat, it made my mouth dry, I was so moody, I was so tired. And I think that also made me feel like, I think the anxiety I had before I spoke to her tripled after I spoke to her. And it affected the drug because it was not like my mind was always panicking. And from that experience, I still have anxiety when I need to take any meds, be it for malaria, be it for headache. I don't touch any medication. Anything that will affect my sleep, I don't want it because it makes me really anxious. So hearing you say that, hearing your experience, it's allowed me appreciate the fact that yes, there are good and bad sides. Just the way you take a medication for malaria. If you take a medication for malaria that doesn't agree with you, your body will definitely react. And it's from taking one medication to help ease an ailment that will lead you to the one that is actually right for you.
Exactly. That's it. Okay. I can say this is not working for me, and then they say, let's try this. Or I could look into herbal therapies because at the moment now I'm more on my vitamins and I'm on something called my friend recommended ashwagandha. It's a herbal, so it helps me with my moods and everything. So Yeah, I've not had to resort to the pharmaceutical medication in a while. Well, I
Okay.
would never slag something off that helped me from taking myself away from certain thoughts. I would never. That would be me being ungrateful to the process. Yes, they are, like you said, you met a psychologist that literally wanted to shut your mouth and say, you know what, if she takes this drug, I can shut her out. Yeah, there are people like that. The same way, it's like a service. Some people don't really care. I was lucky. I met people that
Mm-hmm.
actually cared. I got to a
Mm-hmm.
point. I mean, I when I shared my story, remember when I shared my story on Facebook? I don't know if you heard, there was a part where I actually got to a point where I think that the psychiatrist I saw actually said, I'm worried that if you don't take medication, you are going to get worse because the mask you wear. Because I remember she
Mm-hmm.
told me, I walked into the hospital. She was
Yes.
waiting in the hallway. So I literally was talking to everybody. I was like, hey, how are you? I had blue hair then, streaks of hair. Oh my God, yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you. Oh my God, yeah, that's great. Oh yeah, have a nice day. Lovely. Oh, nice hair. Oh, wow, the weather is great today. I walked into our office and I broke down and I cried. And yes, I know she's probably seen people with all kinds of mental health things where maybe people lash out. But I remember
Yeah.
the man looked at me like, wow. I literally just saw this girl walk down this hallway smiling. And once she shut the door, I completely saw a different person. So, yes, some of us need the help we need. I'm not trying to climb on people like Robin Williams' suicide, but he made so many people laugh. And then one day he decided he couldn't keep laughing. So, yes, if I decide to take something to help me and someone else has an alternative opinion, whether they're, an expert or whatever, yeah, I know everyone has an opinion on something. I have no regrets. So, and I'm not ashamed of it. I think I'm just, do you ever get to that stage in your life where you're like, you know what, you're just going to say that and that's it. I'm not ashamed of it. That's why, yeah,
Yeah.
because, yeah, I'm always looking. That's I do get to that stage because I
Yeah.
really,
I am at that point right now.
yeah. When people come to me and they're like, I watched your story, or I heard your story, and I personally feel blah 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 blah. I just say, you know what, I get what you mean, but yeah, that's fine. I don't really, it doesn't bother me. So I don't know how you take it, but I don't care.
No, no, no. Yeah, that's definitely true. So, in a nutshell, we've talked about three different topics. What
Yeah,
not to say, we've talked about self esteem, we've talked
yeah.
about medication. And what keeps coming back from all of this conversation,
Mm-hmm.
what keep coming back is what you allow people control about your life would be your downfall. Because there was this TEDx talk I was watching not recently, last year, and that was when I was trying to learn how to not give an F.
Yes, I think I've seen it.
Because
Yeah.
I had this thing because I got to a point with all of the moments I was going through an episode. It was like I was so vulnerable. I
Yes.
cared what people had to say. I was even reaching out to people I had, stopped talking for a while. People that were trying to reach out to me and I didn't want to talk to them. And, they'll buzz me and I'll start responding to them. And I was an entirely different person. Someone at the time even told me that what I was going through was dementia.
I love it.
And,
I love
it got me really, I had a panic attack from
I
she
know.
just telling me that dementia.
Yeah.
It was so it was so hurtful. So, with all these things we've said now, it's always going back to the fact that if you allow people determine what you need in your life, if
Yes.
you allow people tell you what you can't and cannot do to maintain body, mind, soul, spirit health, perfect health. Because they say when you are in good health is when your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit, everything align are perfect. I don't believe in perfect, but are
I know.
good. Then you're not in perfect health. So one needs to be able to do things based off of it's going to help me. When I do this, it's going to help me. I don't care what Mr. A, what Mrs. B, what Miss C says. I'm doing this for me. And this thing is not about being selfish. It's not about, selfishness. It's about putting yourself there first. Because I always like to make reference to this quote. If you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love someone else? Now, let's put it this way. If you cannot appreciate yourself and put yourself first, how the hell are you going to be able to relate with other people, or be able to be there with people, or be able to have relationships, friendships that will last forever or last a lifetime?
That's true.
Because if you always looking for, oh, Mrs. Amaka said I cannot take medication, or Mrs. Amaka say I don't know how to do anything, I'm useless, I am too dumb, I'm stupid, and this, and people always use such terrible terms. I'm stupid, so I don't feel like I can do anything good with my life. Or this other person is telling you that get over yourself, you're going to be fine, it's not the end of the world. Other people are struggling with so many things. Yes, other people are struggling, but the thing is, you are struggling, so why not try to find ways, irrespective of belief system? And sorry, there's something else I wanted to talk about. In all of the topics I sent to you, there was one about the right way. Is there a right way to actually deal with mental health issues?
Oh, well, if we had the right way, we wouldn't have it manifesting itself in different patterns and ways. I think the best right way to deal with anything in life is from the source where it starts from. I think if
Okay.
we as human beings had empathy for ourselves, but there's so much diversity in this world. If I was asking for empathy, it's like asking for world peace, which we've not been able to achieve. I guess the right
Hopefully.
exactly. So I think the right way to deal with mental health is, I think, I wouldn't say, I don't know, the right way. I think it's acknowledge. I think it's acknowledge. You need to acknowledge so that it would lead you to the right path.
Way for yourself. Yes.
You have to remember the people even correcting you and telling you how crazy
Mm-hmm.
you are. They
Mm-hmm.
have a long way to go in terms of their use of terminologies and use of terminologies they use for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So, like we both agreed, we are creators of our own. We create everything that happens to us. We manifest, and whatever we believe is what will manifest in our lives. So you have to live your life really looking at how amazing and how much of a unique being you are, and accepting that there are some things that make you different from another person. And it's not by saying I can't, it's by looking at things that you can do, and things that you are not able to do. You can actually say, I have an interest in this. It's actually amazing how people skydive. Doesn't mean I can't skydive. You just chose not to do it. Your subconscious is not going to skydiving. Doesn't mean if somebody calls you a coward, you take it on and say, I'm a coward because all my brothers skydive and I don't. Same thing you said, and you gave a perfect example. People will take things and say things to you because they really need to. I mean, if people knew what they do to other people, they don't know. It's like the computer. You're typing into thick computer. You're saving things in the data. Your brain, your mind is a complete data bank. And when it dumps on you, you will crash. So there's no way. I wouldn't say there's a perfect way to deal with mental health. I think there is identifying that you want to seek other ways to love yourself better is actually the way. So I wouldn't say you're flawed, because it's how we are mindful of what people say to us. We also have to
Yeah.
be mindful about
Mind
what message we put
yeah.
out there. You say,
Mm-hmm.
if go, I get the odd mood sometimes, doesn't mean I have mental health problems. You say, um, maybe you should find ways to target why moods come, and that's it.
I really appreciate you so much, Susie. It's been such an amazing video call. I thank you for the time. I know it's been over 2 hours. No, no, not 2 hours, over an hour.
Oh, we done well, and
You should be,
I'm glad.
yeah. Thank you so much. They just even brought the lights back. This
Well,
NEPA in this country, they will not be great too. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Is there anything you would like to add before we
oh
go,
no.
or?
I mean, the only thing I'll just say to you is just keep it going. I love videos. When I'm taking little breaks between watching TV or editing, I watch it and then I have it down. And don't make me cry. The depersonalization is another topic. I literally had a breakdown. I hate you for this video. But it was good. It was good. So yeah, keep
Yeah.
it up. Keep it up.
Thank you so
You are doing
much.
something great. No problem. All right.